Hey Diane, how comes you ain't called me this weekend? What happened? How are you, love? I can't go live from my computer and add persons to it. Hey Carissa.
Hi.
Hi. My cousin is online. Hey Carissa. All right. Welcome to Glam Girls. And we're gonna attempt this live three-way. Can you hear me clearly, Latoya?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. All right. Um, let's see how we can add Shauna now.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Turn your screen back around. Yeah.
Got it.
All right. Can you invite Shauna to your screen, Latoya?
Let's see.
And I'm inviting my guests. And we're going to start our hot topic tonight.
I'm not seeing the option to invite.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. It's 8 o'clock, 8:03. Hey, Marlene.
I can only share. I think maybe you have to invite her.
I did, but we can begin. She'll log on in a bit.
Okay.
All right. So tonight our topic is emotional maturity.
Yes.
Hi, Auntie Denise. Hi, Auntie Faye. Emotional maturity, what it is, the characteristics of emotional maturity. This is from one of our viewers from last week. Ask about the topic, so we decided to discuss it tonight. So feel free to comment, like, and share this video. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to expand and grow your business and reach out, or if you're a female and you just need somebody to talk to or communicate with, you can reach out to any one of us. I'm sure Latoya is not going to turn away her head and say no.
I won't.
Shauna is the same. So, don't be afraid to reach out. That's why we're having these conversations, so that you can have someone to talk to. All right. So ready. Hey, Rusty, how are you? All right. First things first, what is emotional maturity? Emotional maturity is being able to handle situations and allowing them to not escalating outside of the regular thing. When I say regular, meaning to communicate in a better way. That's what it means to me. Latoya?
So emotional maturity to me is, it's all about being able to communicate and communicate effectively for everyone and just anyone. It's not just being like a man to woman relationship. It's just relationship right across the board that, we need everyone needs to be on an emotional mature level. You know, we all get biologically mature every year. And that doesn't mean that we are emotional you know, we have that emotional maturity because, you know, every year you get older, but some people don't ever get wiser while they get older. You know, we don't choose to be biological mature. It's just life. But emotional maturity, I feel like it's where a lot of us miss out on, and that creates a lot of negativity, bad energy, miscommunication, and then later on, you know, and then sometimes crime and violence at the worst. So, you know, emotional maturity is something that definitely our society needs to work on. As I said before, not a lot of people get to really go through what I think is like it starts with asking yourself, am I emotionally immature? Like, you ask yourself that question, and you know, as we go further into our discussions, you know, we bring up certain characteristics that, you know, you can ask yourself, like, you know, do I meet this or do I not meet this, and how can I go about, you know, working on it going forward?
All right. So the other thing is, Latoya, how would you say you recognize that you are mature, you're emotionally mature at this stage in your life?
Well, at this stage in my life, I've one of the things that I started working on is I used to have what is called trigger words that
Hmm.
as soon as I hear it, I'm like, listen to me. You know, I get angry, I get frustrated, I just want to argue, just want to curse. But realizing that I am allowing others people's words, just their words, not even their actions or anything, just their words from their mouth to affect my aura, my being. You know, that is something that I can say I am truly working on and have been working on as far as emotional maturity. Understand that these are words from other people. It doesn't define your life, it doesn't define your center, and it doesn't define your future. So,
So the main thing basically is self-awareness. Being aware of where you are in your life is very important, from where you was and where you were, or how your life was, because when you become emotionally mature, that simply means that you have grown.
right.
Things we used to say when I was younger. We used to say, this guy Jerome, he used to always say when we were on Spring Street in New Britain, he used to say, just let it roll off your back like water on a duck's back. And the older I got, I realized what he was saying is that don't allow what people say or do to affect you. Welcome to Glam Girls Empowerment, everyone. Tonight we have the lovely Latoya, and Shauna is somewhere in the background there. We are Skyping each other tonight, and tonight we're talking about emotional maturity as women in relationships and how we can grow from getting off the handle so quick and allowing ourselves to become outside, to go outside of our character a little bit. So we just giving some pointers. So feel free to jump in. We will read out your answers and questions. And shout outs to everyone that's watching. Hey Ingrid, hey Tabari, hey Jennifer. So again, self-awareness is recognizing that you are growing in that area, and being able to accept where you are at and not allowing person's words to affect your life and your destiny.
Right, right. That is definitely something, you know, a few of the, if you want to go into the characteristics, you know, of
Mhm.
knowing whether or not you're emotionally mature, you know, one of the things that struck out to me is being comfortable with yourself. You know,
That's a
being
good one.
comfortable with yourself, knowing who you are. I feel like your maturity starts there. You know, when you can recognize who you are as a person and admit what your faults, you know, what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are. From there, I feel like we can go further into, you know, you can go further into working on those areas. That's just one of them.
One of the characteristics that I like about emotionally mature is self-acceptance, right? As well as I really, really love the one that says gratitude, being able to
Mm,
be grateful for where you are at in your journey. Because a lot of times, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as you know, we're in the work field, whatever your genre is, you know, we put alongside acceptance, and we say, okay, we accept some things, but some things we don't accept. But if we learn to accept everything throughout our daily lives and just be grateful for that moment, I believe that our lives will be more at peace within ourselves, within our marriage, within our relationships, within our businesses, within our churches. Relationship building, I know I talked about that before, is very important. But if you cannot grow up and be mature in your growing up, then your relationships deteriorate. Latoya and I have been friends. Hey, Diane, been friends for about 6 years, you know, and it took a lot of trial and error. You know, it took me growing up, you know. So I'm sure some of us have that. Shauna and I have been friends since I've known myself, living in Hartford since I moved from Florida here. So for me, you know, I'm thankful and I'm grateful for the persons like Diane, you know, Jennifer, you know, people that have been a part of my journey and a part of my life, because with gratitude, I've achieved a lot. Shauna, invite yourself to the video, please. All right. So that's one characteristic that I like about emotional maturity.
You know, so if I should bring up another one, you know, is this is really good. Wanting to always have fruitful discussions. You know, you
Mhm.
have to pay attention to who your crowd is, who your peers are, the type of groups you're getting into, the type of social media you consume, because social media, you know, believe it or not, tends to highlight more of the negative than the positive. You know, and that is something where, you know, we have to be cognizant of that. You know, these are things that's happening around us. You know, you have to just, again, be careful of who your peers are, because, you know, people tend to clique a lot, and that is like, not that you're cliquing with the most, you know, progressive crowd. You have to be aware that, you know, there are people that want to go somewhere out of life, and there are people that don't want to go, and there are people that are comfortable in, you know, in where they are. You know, one of the things that I live by is like, I don't get too comfortable. Like, I don't feel like I don't always
Staying
feel
on
that
that
I'm.
edge.
Yeah, yeah. You know, people tend to live in the comfortable, in the gray area. Well, I mean, it's good to be in the gray area sometimes, but at the same time, it's like there's a fear of fail, and there's also that fear
That
of
fear of
winning.
failure, opposed to just failing forward. We're afraid of that failure. We're afraid we're gonna bump our foot, or you can get a knot in our head if we get a headache for too long. So we become despondent, so to speak, because of that.
And then a lot of people don't know what failing forward is. And for me, what I think failing forward is that you're understanding that this is trial and error, that you are going to fail at some point in your life. But when you're failing, make sure that you take something from it, that there was a lesson learned in the end. You know, don't just fail and just say, oh, I give up. That's it. There should always be a lesson learned at the end. You should always be able to evaluate yourself, evaluate your situation as far as seeing where you are and where you need to be, so the next time you don't make that mistake again. And then also, a part of emotional maturity is to understand that mistakes are going to be made, and not all mistakes are bad. That's another part of it. Not all mistakes are bad. Sometimes, you know, how many times did it take to make a light bulb? You know, who knows? You
Sure,
know,
it took him a long
but
time.
but
It's
it,
the same thing. It's you being able to be centered in yourself,
exactly.
having that center place. You know, like when we decorate, hey, silent, hey, unique, you know, when you decorate your dining room table for Christmas or a regular day, and you have that centerpiece, and you're like, no, it's a little off. No, let's move it over a little bit. It's just having that center in your mind, in your body, in your emotions, you know, grabbing a hold of those emotions and not allowing them to control you, because a lot of times that's what we do. We allow our emotions to control us in our conversations, and control us in our communication. And then it escalates and we're like, oh, now I gotta apologize. Now I gotta go back and say I'm sorry. And then you're like, how do I begin to say I'm sorry? Because a lot of us, we don't know how to start or
Right.
begin to
Our
say
ego
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
allow us to say I am sorry. Put it that way. It absolutely does not allow us to say I'm sorry. And again, with that, it's with that now we need to learn about compassion for others.
Yep, there you go.
Having compassion
That's
for
side
others is
effect.
another part of the topic. Just learn that, you have to learn how to forgive. We're human. In the Bible it says forgive and forget, but we are human. Let's be real. We can forgive, but sometimes we don't forget. But at the same time, it doesn't have to make that whole situation hold us true to our core. We having compassion for others, know that there are other people that will make mistakes. There are other people that is going to, drive anger out of us. But we don't have to give anger, because when we give anger to someone else, we're teaching them anger.
And not only teaching them, but we're also allowing them to develop the sense of control, which we talked about in verbal abuse. Because
Yeah.
if someone says something that's is a negative connotation to you about you, and you feel offensive, opposed to trying to communicate properly with that person and letting them know how you feel with compassion, right? And with gratitude, and with being centered in yourself, and knowing for a fact that you stand on your truth and no one can change your truth, because that's what you believe in. That's where you are at in your life at that moment in time. So we have to just develop the characteristics of being emotionally mature. Not all the time you're politically correct.
You don't
Hey
have to
Shauna,
always
I
be
don't know why I
correct.
can't approve you
Sean
in
is
the
trying
video.
to see. Let's see. I don't know why we can't invite
Hi,
Sean to
Linda.
see.
I'm trying to approve her and it's not allowing me to approve her. Right? So I agree that we should all work on our emotions and work on our character as people, not just women. But women, we are more emotional than men. We tend to get off a little bit. I'm gonna be nice tonight because my auntie is watching from Jamaica, so I'm gonna be very nice, right? So, no,
We are emotional beings
you know,
by creation.
another thing that we want to look at. Shauna says, I don't think we can have more than one guest at the time, but I agree with y'all ladies. Yes, we can. I don't know why it won't allow me to approve you. All right, open-mindedness. Shauna, you could type in your conversation, type in the conversation and we'll read it out. Thank you. Mindedness, right? Not being able to see black and white or right and wrong, but just being open, right?
Yes.
Being open. Just look at things from a what they call it, panoramic view, right? Just looking at it clear as crystal, seeing it for what it is, and stop trying to cover up and have this facade. One night I'm gonna put my mask on. We put on this mask,
No, but
and we like,
and then we all have a mask that we wear. Believe it or not, we all have that mask that we wear, and it's just like we're trying to meet people at face value, as you said. Just we're trying to put our best foot forward. That is what
mm-hmm,
I'm trying to say. Try to put our best foot forward, but eventually, as we start letting our guards down, we start getting more comfortable with people, then we our true colors start showing, so to say. you know there's so much into being emotionally
emotional,
mature.
mature.
You have to understand that not only that, just to touch on a little more of what you said, people have to understand that not their opinion is not always the right opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You have to listen. A lot of us hear but we don't listen. You know, hearing is just really going in this ear, coming through the other. But when we listen, it registered in our brain, and we try to take the time out to understand what's going on and what that other person has to say. Hi,
Mm-hmm.
Lucinda. Hi, Dave.
Shauna says emotional intelligence requires an ability to handle interpersonal relationships. Dealing with people requires compromise. The problem is that many are unwilling to compromise. So we have this girdle. And so we have this gridlock, or one individual cutting their nose off to spite their face just because they cannot have their way in a relationship. Ooh,
That's a good
juicy.
one.
So basically, and we do that. We bite our nose off to chew our face a lot of times in conversation, in a relationship, because we just don't want to be humble.
You know what? Because we're trying to win. That's the
Yep.
thing. We're trying to
Mhm.
win. And you know, we have to understand that we can't all win every single conversation. Some conversations doesn't require an argument. You have to know when to just let it go. You know, agree to disagree, as most people will say. Letting it
But
go would
the
simply,
word of God says to agree with your adversary quickly while it is yet day, which means that even if you know you're wrong, just simply say, okay, I agree. Because
okay.
eventually that person is going to come back around and say, you were right.
Yes.
Believe you me, I experience it a whole lot. So just having that open mind, which softens your belief so that you can accept others for who they are and accept yourself, having that centeredness. For those that are just joining us, my name is Camille Onish Ismail, and we have the lovely Latoya. Shauna is absent tonight from the video, but she's online, and we are the Glam Girls Empowerment, where we help you to find your truth and maximize your potentials, right? And basically, we're here to listen, like Latoya said, and we're here to encourage those that are in business, out of business, to continue to find your truth meaning your soul, to know who you are. And just run with that. I know who I am. I'm Camille. I love to talk. I'm a conversationalist and I love people. I know who I am. Can somebody change me? No, you can't.
What are the and I'm Latoya. I love to be around people. I love to make people smile. And I have been told several times I got a beautiful and warm and a welcoming smile. So I like to welcome people. So,
Yes.
a part of life is, we have to learn how to let go when it's necessary.
That's
Let
another
go of
thing.
relationships, whether it be, or family, friends, work, play. We have to learn at some point in time when to let go. Fighting to hold on to something that negative is not going to help us grow emotionally. It's not going to help us really, like we're growing physically, but in our mind, we're still stuck in that,
Agree
Bob
too.
Marley said that mental slavery.
Yeah.
We're still stuck in that area where we just want to fight, fight, fight. We just want to go head to head all the time. And that is something that, a lot of us need to work on, just, living in the present, accepting what your reality. And that's something that I've been saying to myself a lot, is I have to learn how to accept what my reality is in order for me to move forward. Because if you are trying to put up a facade of what is happening in your life, and you're trying to live above your means just to be stunting on social media, at the end of the day,
Mhm.
you're going home. If you have a home, assuming that you have a home, you know, it's not going to be good for you. There is nothing good. There's nothing worthwhile. There's nothing fulfilling within yourself. And if you're not being fulfilled within yourself, then you're not growing. You're really not growing.
Because growth. Let's look at a tree real quick before we take your questions, and then we're gonna close out. And you could join us right here back again next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Glam Girls Empowerment. We will have part two of emotionally mature conversation. Right? Let's look at a tree. You plant the tree, you water it, it germinates, you do all that good stuff. It takes time for the roots to grow deep. It takes a little time, right? Some you have cedar trees who take years before you could turn it into furniture, like my table, before you could make it into a bed, before you could cut the wood for it to have that fresh cedar smell, you know? So that's very important to accept your growth. It takes time. Wherever you are at in your life tonight, I want to encourage you to continue to allow another female or someone else to pour water on your roots, which is encouragement like Latoya and Shauna and I are doing, or upliftment in any kind of way. Those are the kind of people that you want to surround your life, your business with, so that you can grow and mature. Silence says an overextended relationship, whether partner or friendship, can ultimately be detrimental in your growth and finding your true self.
That is
That's
so
Silent
true.
Taylor.
I have to agree with that one. I have to agree with that one. That is definitely something that a lot of us need to learn to let go of negative relationships and stop stringing it along. They say like you have a band-aid, and you try to pull it off and you take a little time and it hurts and it hurts and it hurts. But if you really just yank it right off, you get that one-time pain and you
The
just
one-time pain.
and then it goes away, and that's it. One of the things I would like to leave with everyone tonight that's on our live and that will watch this video later on is like one way to learn understanding. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Mhm. So it's to keep a daily diary of your emotions. If you've had a stressful day, write it down. Write off how did I react to it? What did I learn from it? Or what could I learn from it? Just keeping that daily reminder of what happened in your life, it helps a lot. And then not only that, it frees the mind. Before going to bed, sometimes we go to bed with all these thoughts in our head, but it has, science has shown, and it has shown overall that if you just write it down just before you go to bed, it's almost like you're releasing that onto paper. You let it go to calm yourself, calm your spirit.
And tonight, I just want to leave with you guys flexibility. You are not stubborn, your views are open to change, and you accept unpredictability as part and parcel of life. You can think on your feet and adapt to things as and when they happen. So just have that flexibility tonight in your life and encourage yourself, but at the same time, allow someone else to fix your crown when it's a little lean, right? And we are the Glam Girls Empowerment. Let's see who we have here. Latoya, what you have on your screen.
I'm seeing what Shauna says. Shauna words say being self-aware is essential to having healthy relationship with others, which
So
is one of the
true.
things we started
Hi,
out with.
Dale.
That is
Thank you for
really true.
joining. That's all you have?
Who you are. Yes.
Hi, Leroy. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. My aunt is watching from Jamaica. Shout out to Auntie Denise. Hey, Carlene is watching from Danbury. Silent, thank you for watching. Please like and share this video. Hey, Faye. Hey, John. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer Thompson. Ingrid. Oh, geez, the list is too long. But thank you all so much for watching. Hey, Corey. Thank you
Thanks
all
to
so
my
much for
all my friends and family that's also watching, and thanks for joining us every week. It's something that, thanks for tuning in. There's much more things you guys could have been doing at this time, but thanks for taking the time out to just listen to us. And we're trying to encourage each and every one, not just a male, not just female. We're just trying to encourage anyone to find their personal truth, their personal growth, and just learning how to be a positive individual in society overall.
Stay tuned for Shauna's Baking for Christmas. It will be live on Onish 1000 Families. So go on and take a view at her baking skills, and y'all could leave y'all comments, make your orders for cakes for Christmas, right, Shauna? She's the best baker. I'm telling y'all, that rum cake be good.
Mama,
It
I
is
want mine.
It is soft and juicy. She's going to get me, I'm telling you. So y'all put in y'all orders. She decorates the cakes, have them well boxed and prepared for you to pick up, and she does deliver. So Latoya and I will help you deliver, Shauna, okay? All right. Thank you so much for watching Glam Girls Empowerment. I am Camille. Have a wonderful night. Until next time.
Share with all your friends and family. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thanks for watching.